man. So we're gonna get into it. Overwatch, just how to play competitive. Um, what you're gonna do, obviously, you're gonna get an Overwatch, and what's gonna make you do to play competitive. You first got to do 10 matches, uh, unranked, and what that means is you're gonna do 10 matches, and it's gonna give you a rank based on those 10 matches. So I would highly suggest, if you've never played rank, that you go ahead and do so. And if you don't want to be placed too high to where you feel like you're out of place, don't really do so good. I'm not saying throw the matches, but chances are if you don't do good anyways, you're not going to be scored high in the first place. Every season that comes, you have to redo this. So your first 10 matches every season, you will have to play 10 games, right? So I'm going to go on a small screen, and that way you guys can see more of the actual game. So when you're going to play, right, you're going to hit this competitive play. See how it's on season 4? Season 4. And I think a season might last like kind of like in Diablo. It might last about 3 to 4 months. I'm not 100% sure on that. 100% sure on how long they last, but I think it's 3 to 4 months. So when you right click, it does give you an explanation. 10 placement matches, skill rating determined between 1 and 5,000. Skill rating adjust after each win or loss. Competitive matches last multiple rounds. Earn points by taking objectives. Most points win. So the difference between playing a regular game and playing a competitive game, like let's say you're doing a capture and then transport, right, map. When you do that, both teams get to capture and transport, not just one team captures and transport, and if they make it, they win. It'll be the best of 2 rounds. So it does take longer each round. But again, you get cool prizes. We'll talk about at the end. But again, each season lasts 3 to 4 months, right? At the end, you get points. The points you can spend on things, right? You can also see the leaderboard. The legend of like what your rank is. So me, right now, I'm bronze. I'm Garboski because I've only played this is my second season, and my first season I didn't really get to play that much, right? Didn't play a lot of competitive because I was still learning. Obviously, as you move up through the ranks and points, boom, you get more. And then also it shows you at the end what you get here, right? So you get all these prizes, you get your rank, your little thing there. And it's really awesome, man. And again, the big difference is the matches can take longer, and also you get rewards, right? So your rewards here, you get a player icon, you get a spray, and you get points based on your rank, and that's what we just saw. And it's really cool because you can get golden guns at the end, and I'll show you kind of what those look like. Ride it down, bitches. But that's pretty much a sum up of how to play competitive and that's what you get. So how to play really, this is the biggest mistake I see people making. Okay, I'm just going to show you. When you go into a seasonal game, I'm not going to do it right now. I'm just going to go into I'm going to go to my hero gallery just to show you. Okay, these are all the heroes available to play. If you want to do well, and that's usually obviously what I want to try to do, there's 6 people on each team. Now when you're playing free play or you're playing arcade or whatever the hell you're playing, the composition isn't as important, meaning that if there's only 1 tank and 1 healer and you got 4 DPS or an extra defensive or 3 DPS and whatever the comp is, it's not as important. But when you're playing competitive, the meta or the best comp, if you will, is you want 2 healers, you want 2 tanks, and you want 2 DPS. And the DPS can consist of both defensive and offensive characters, and then obviously tanks are in their own class, and healers and support are in their own class. I don't typically see like a Symmetra and another healer count, if you will. I see a Symmetra and then like a Mercy and a let's see, a Mercy and a Zenyatta, for example. Those 3, because again, Symmetra, she's more of a support type character, but she doesn't directly heal, right? So usually if somebody plays her, that sucks up like a DPS spot. And then obviously tanks, you got tanks for there's Diva, you got Orisa, you got Reinhardt, Roadhog, Winston, and Zarya. And those are your tanks and your healers, and then any two defensive, whether it's DPS or actual defensive, like Junkrat is more of a defensive character. Genji is definitely more of an attack character. So your composition is super important in the match. And obviously you want to play a character you're strong at, but when I play competitive, I just fill in the blank. Like I have a defensive, an offensive, a healer, and a tank. I feel like I'm good with, if you will. So I'll play those characters. But that's how you want to play competitive. That's what you do competitive. That's the biggest differences in competitive play. So that's pretty much going to sum it up for the Mo Mondays. That's just a quick snippet of a game that I like to play and a little extra information in detail. If you have any questions, when I post a video on YouTube, dump a question up in YouTube. If you have any suggestions, dump them in the chat. Everything. So again, I really appreciate everybody that follows, all the new follows today, everything. But right now we're going to get into some Overwatch, and then we're just going to play that pretty much all night, hopefully.